Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to this first in our CRE Marketing Hub training series. I'm Jeff Finn, one of your hosts today, and joined by Mark Kingston, Demetrius Lujotis, and Tracy Jones. So great program for you today. Really excited to welcome you all to CRE Marketing Hub, our real intelligence, AI made real by the RealNext team. And yeah, thank you for being here. We have an hour to cover a basic training to get you started, get you engaged, and show you how to take advantage of this amazing platform. Then you should also have received an invite to our coaching session, which will come up next, and then a use case user group where we'll share and show a number of different use cases that we've experienced with our clients across the country, and give you some ideas on how you might be able to take advantage of the platform. So Mark, let me turn it over to you and Tracy, and we will get started.
Okay, and Jeff, what are you seeing on the screen, Jeff?
You have your mind map.
Okay. There we go. Okay. There we go. And Jeff, you are going to, hopefully you're seeing CRE Marketing Hub now?
We're on the website now. Yep.
Okay, and can you let everybody know how they can raise their hands and
yeah, in case you're not familiar with the orientation, first of all, we always get asked, are we recording this? Yes, we are recording. You'll get a replay of it after the session. We are open for questions along the way. You'll see in the menu to the right a question box. Just click on it, type them in, and I will moderate them along the way. So Mark and Tracy won't be distracted, but we'll do our best to address them as appropriate during the orientation here, and if not not during, we'll do it at the back of the presentation. There is also a handout in the bottom right you can look to, and Mark will get to that when during his session. You'll be able to pop that open and download a quick handout of some tips, and each week we'll have some additional new tips for you.
Perfect. And Jeff, you are going to manage the opening and closing of the mics, I'm guessing.
Yes. So yeah, again, if type in your questions along the way, but we hopefully based on the size, a little bit larger group. So if you have a question and want to raise your hand, and we will get into a discussion, I'll unmute you, or not unmic. I will unmute you and let your mic go live, and we'll be able to engage.
Perfect. Okay. All right, so if you're on here, that means that you either got the email, you've already activated your accounts, but what I'd like to check first, if we can poll who has not been able to log in and activate their pilot through the end of the year.
It's not set up as a poll, but it's just why don't you just raise your hand if you've had a issue, or it can type in the question. So Hank has an issue. Kevin, Rich, I see 3 hands up, Mark, for Cynthia as well. I don't know if they've had a challenge or they just haven't done it yet.
Okay.
Rich says he's got an issue. I haven't had a chance. Other one, Susan hasn't had a chance. Just getting started. So you want to hear of any issues, or you just want to go through?
Yeah. So what I'm going to do for efficiency purposes is I'm going to take the RealNext users first through their process, because I'm going to assume that somewhere in this process of setup.
Yeah, Rich said he had a page not found through the link, so just okay, we'll try it again.
Okay, and so step one for the RealNext users, and then we'll take those that aren't using RealNext in sequence. So step one is if you go to CREMarketingHub.com, and once you're here, and at any point, if there's somebody that's not getting the same result as I'm navigating, raise your hand or call attention so that Jeff can stop me. So once I'm here, I'm going up in the top right, I'm hitting login and sign up. And what you should see here is the sign-in screen. For RealNext users, we have already partnered with RealNext to create a single sign-in capability. And so you don't want to sign in here. You want to come down here to continue with RealNext. And it will bring you to the RealNext authentication. Here, put in your RealNext credentials. And so I want to just take a minute of pause to let them do that, Jeff. And if the folks that were
that
affected,
could be where people were having a challenge. If they tried to sign in as RealNext and didn't have a RealNext account already, you would have had potentially a conflict, and you'll just need to pause, and Mark will show you how to log in if you don't already have that RealNext account set up.
Yep. So again, your RealNext credentials. Now, I find a lot of folks also, they have stored their password somewhere, or the systems remember it, they can't remember. What you'll have to do is can't log into your account, forgot password, get yourself a new password, log in, and we'll fly to the next step. If you have your credentials.
3 that had issues are check. Good job. That's got them through.
Okay, and so I will take us to the next step. And you won't end up here yet. So what we're going to do next is go to back to CRE Marketing Hub. So let me know if after you logged in, it should have brought you here. Jeff, if they give you a check, then I'm ready for second step.
Oh, good.
Okay, come up here to the pricing tab. And you will see RealNext users, and click order now. Once you're on this page, come here to add promotion code and put in pilot 100 and apply. You'll see this go to a 0. You will need to fill out this right-hand section and put a payment method, although note, you are not going to be charged. What this does is at the end of the trial, if you want to proceed, it has a method of billing you for the subscription, which would be $600 for the year. And you can cancel at any time between now and then. And if you forgot to cancel and you intended to cancel, you would, for the next week, give me a call. We'll reverse the charges and make sure that you didn't get billed anything. But this mechanism should give you full access to everything that is in the box. And once you complete this, it'll take you back and you should land here. And if you could hold there, once I get the non-RealNext users activated and we're all at the same point, then Tracy and I will take you through orientation and how to access the different components of the platform, how to download your free copies, mastering content creation with ChatGPT, commercial real estate success. So I want to, are there any questions on what I just walked them through, Jeff, for the first three?
All good.
Okay, for the non-users of RealNext, we will come back to, so you will go to CRE Marketing .com, and I need to log out. And you'll go to login, and here you will wait. You will click on sign up and create an account. And once you're done with that, and Jeff, can you identify how many are at that stage? So could be everyone else is already in.
I think we're all good. I don't see any hands up, any questions about this, so we're all good here.
Okay. I'll just give it 10 more seconds to make sure if anyone is not logged in, please let Jeff know now. I want to make sure that we're all good.
I think the group is all RealNext users, so I'm just not sure. So look, we're good to go, Mark. Good to advance.
Okay, perfect. And so now I'm going to come back here. So those that are new to this system or participated in one of the webinars, you'll notice the site's different than what we were usually using in the earlier stages before CRE Marketing Hub became part of the Pavonis group of companies here. And you will know naturally you can navigate. Because I'm logged in. Okay. This is a great place. You know, after we get off the call, there's going to be a lot of you go, oh, what did he talk about again? If you go back to CRE Marketing Hub and just go in and just start clicking through what's in the box and why, it explains each of the chat groupings. Like here, perfect persona, and Tracy's going to talk about each of these in a moment, but this is a great way to come in and just remember, this is what this is about. And now I'm going to log in. Hey, Tracy, now we're going to take them through orientation navigation once they're in the portal. And
Mark, we do have one. Somebody's having a trouble. It's not accepting a payment method. Let's see what
I take Bitcoin, dishwashing, free gummy bears. On a serious note, what is the challenge they're having, Jeff?
Let's see what it's.
And this is a RealNext or a non-RealNext?
I'm going to unmute Richard and see if we can get
Okay.
details. Richard, you want to quickly describe what you're seeing, and we'll walk you through. You're unmuted. Should be unmuted.
You hear me now?
There you go. Yep.
All right, cool. So I tried a credit card, a debit card. It says we're unable to authenticate your payment method. Please choose a different payment method and try again.
Okay. And so let me back up to where you might be here. Oh, So we're here, and you went into a real next user.
Yes.
Okay. And
Click on clean with real next.
oh, I didn't log in yet. Give me 1 second. Can I continue with real next? Sign. Okay. Okay, so you got to here, you went to here, and you applied the promo code, and it should say 0 here, correct?
That is correct.
Okay. Contact information and then credit card. And are you seeing anything in red as you're putting in your data? Because
Nothing
it'll
in-
identify.
Nothing in red. Only at the bottom below the little K. It says we're unable to authenticate your payment method. Right, okay. Interesting.
Okay. Tracy.
Want to take that offline and see if we can help?
Yeah, Tracy, would you mind calling or
Richard,
yeah,
we'll
maybe, you know, Richard, if you can stay with us and we're recording this and we can work with you immediately after to get you set up and activated.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
You're welcome.
So
Thank you.
within this portal landing, you're going to see several things today, but also this will evolve rapidly as we just got the new site up. But here Tracy and team have built some fantastic videos, and we're going to be rotating them frequently. They're on YouTube, and once you link across,
are you struggling to reach the?
You will see they have a tremendous library of videos explaining everything and, you know, how they're using and experiencing the different components platform. But we'll put up the ones that we think are going to be very helpful to all of you. The next thing that we're doing, AI is an incredible framework and game-changing platform. But a lot of times there can be friction on the front side to your first uses of it. And we have really learned a lot of tips and tricks to break through that. The first thing that I like to teach is how to not be a sniper. That's one of the biggest constraints. People try to interact with it like they interact with Google, and they're looking for something or bring back precisely what they're looking for. Whereas in this world, open AI, you have all the data in the world. You have all of the experts and best practices and all that information out there. And what we have done, what Tracy and Ross built over the last 2 years of incredible prompt engineering, is to take that whole universe and to bring together and put guardrails in. I am commercial real estate. And so I am looking contextually for information, data, and practices around commercial real estate. So it really brings that into a lane, brings that forward. And what's special about the AI and the platform is it's able to take all that expertise and best practices and then generate it into a form you can consume and you can apply quickly. The other really fun thing about this is you make your living talking, not typing. Our hands cannot type as fast as our brains work, and a lot of times that interrupted process of trying to express yourself and get back what you need is continually being broken, and it narrows the outputs that you generate. And so we're going to teach you how to talk to the system instead of typing, because if you talk and you follow the process that we're going to take you through, I always think situation, impact, target, plan, and what do I want? And if you can just communicate, this is the situation that I'm trying to solve for, and this is what I need to do, you're going to get the outputs that change your lives, right? And so that's not going to happen on one phone call. So what we have committed to doing is every Friday, of course, we'll have the getting started for first timers from 1 to 2 o'clock Central, but the second hour, 2 to 3 o'clock, we are going to be doing live use cases. That's where you're going to see the experience and the quick tips applied, and that real-time construct that you can take and apply for your own uses and applications. A third session that we have are best use cases of the week. We're going to keep choosing 3 each week, 10 minutes of presentation, 10 minutes of interactive Q&A for each one of them, so that you can learn from the best experiences that are occurring or that we're identifying. And I'm going to today have 3 really exciting ones, and I can show you a frame of what's to come. And once a month, so these 2 work together in terms of time slots. Once a month, we are working with some of the best minds in AI in the world, and particularly focused on commercial real estate. And we are inviting them to come in and speak to you and present the technology, new progressions in the technology, new tools that they're finding, so that you're always able to stay on the leading edge of what's out there, how to use it, how to apply it, and pros and cons. And we're seeing some incredible things around the world that have been evolving that should be real game changers. So we want this to be fluid for you to come in and in your markets and your specialties to really have the best of the best ability to derive value from the platform. Most of us didn't wake up wanting to be data scientists and have to learn new technology every day. And Ross and Tracy have put together 2 great, easy to read books about mastering content creation with ChatGPT and commercial real estate. We are making that free to you. You just got to go and download the ebooks, and it's a quick read. I think you'll enjoy it. And across the top, so once you're in the portal, you're also going to see we're going to be adding a forum in here where we want to open up the ability for our users to be able to share best practices with each other, ask questions. We'll have a body of coaches. All of you know different coaches around the industry. There's going to be a number of you that will come through the training, and you're going to want to work with someone actively. You've got some real projects you're working on. You see the benefit that this can have. You'll be able to reach out and engage those coaches directly to help you improve your game. And so we're going to put a forum in place to, 1, communicate with each other, and 2, to be able to go in and engage different coaches to help you accelerate if you choose. So once you've logged in and you're through all the training and that, here you're going to see we've organized the agents into different block. And Tracy, I see that Landverse is not turned on yet here. We need to, so there's another platform that Tracy and Ross have built that's, for me, extremely exciting. If you are focused on land in any way, shape, or form, as part of this pilot experience you're having, we're turning on everything that CRE Marketing Hub has available, and she's also turning on everything that Landverse has available, so you get a full experience and can follow through all the trainings and everything that's going on. And so each one of these has a different contextually aligned set of GPTs. Here, you're going to see a prompt library again, not all of us woke up learning how to write prompts and to get the best answers. So we're going to build an ever increasing library and best practices and make it available for you here. I always laugh because people that know me, my undergraduate degree is math and physics. I was the chairman and CEO of Argus Software, so I built the most prolific valuation and analytics platform for real estate globally, but I don't use it every day. I don't retain all of the formulas in my mind. And so here there's a library of calc engines that allow you to get quick answers, quick results, and further analyze the properties. And then you have the marketing center, your social media library, image library, offering memorandums. And Tracy and I will probably in the course of this take you through Canva, as they had full interaction with Canva, and we will be turning that interaction back on in our environment. And so you'll see how to leverage and use Canva with the outlets as well as with RealNex. For the RealNex side of the community that's on this call, I'm going to show you something really interesting, and I'll pull it up while Tracy is talking. And Tracy, can I ask you to then now take them through each of these contextually and into their first dive into making sure their ChatGPT is connected and authenticated to the system?
Absolutely.
So I need
share
to
my screen.
stop sharing. Jeff, how do I do this?
I will take care of that.
Thank you.
Would you like for me to take them just through the assistance?
Yeah, just what's in the box on each one of these. And then when we get done, and if there's questions left for people to ask, but we want to make sure they get their ChatGPT connected here, Tracy,
Okay.
so that the two are working together. And then we'll have 3 use cases. We'll probably pick one given the time and take them through a use experience.
Okay, awesome. So when you are looking at the AI agents tab, we have this divided up into 5 different categories, even though you only see 4 on the screen. Your first one is your client insights. That's the one you'll focus on for finding your ideal client, getting fresh ideas from moving a difficult listing, getting a game plan for 2026, like who are the people that are buying and selling in your market, who should you really be going after? And then we've got Deal Coach, which is where you find all the deal intelligence. I'm having a hard time with this deal, or I need to know how to work a deal because maybe I'm new in this market. And that's one of the things that one of my favorite use cases that Mark does is going to show you how he walked some people through some difficult situations, which we'll be able to do in Deal Coach. Then we've got marketing, which is everything you need from your brochure writing to your postcards to how do I do my social. That's all in here. And then you've got residential. So if you are a residential agent who's maybe doing commercial also, you've got the tools that you need in here. But before we get started with that, you do need to have a ChatGPT account in order to do this. So if you do not have a ChatGPT account, maybe you can put it in the chat. You do need to sign up for one because this is powered by OpenAI, so you need a ChatGPT account in order to be able to use the tools.
Let's give everyone a chance to confirm that they have connected that, particularly if they're participating in the next session, the active coaching. We want to make sure they're able to operate on there.
Since we're taking a pause, Tracy, if you're somewhere else, how do you make sure, so there's a question about it, how do you get back to that welcome page? And if do you need to log out and log back in, or
You back page, if you're in the GPT, you'll hit back page on your browser. And if you're patient, next week, we're going to have a natural prompt inside to push them back to that, Jeff.
Yep. So that's what I thought. So now it's just the back arrow that we'll have an option to. The other question was, Tracy, can you use the free account or which level of paid account?
You can use the free account. I'd strongly recommend that you use Plus, which is $20 a month. At some point, you will hit a wall if you use the free account. So you want to use Plus, the $20 one.
And if you already have it, it'll recognize it and just run.
It will. So if you already have it, you do need to sign it. If ChatGPT is not open on your computer currently, you do need to go ahead and log in, and the system CRE Marketing Hub will recognize it once you're open.
And then in the future, it launches it.
I'm sorry, Jeff, repeat that.
In the future, and when you go into CRE Marketing Hub, it will automatically. Yes. Automatically.
Yeah. The answer is yes, Jeff. And if someone were to clear their cache in the browser, it may delink, but they'll see that when they
never happened to me. It's always relaunched it. So I just wanted to.
Yeah. Yes, that's accurate.
Okay. So does everyone else have it and we're good to go?
Yep.
Awesome. Okay, so on the client insights page, that's your first one. You scroll down and you go to view details. There are 3 different types on here. Each one of these are designed to give you a full picture of who the people are who are buying and selling in your market. So as a coach, I started out in commercial real estate. I made best of market my first year as a new agent, and I've been coaching commercial real estate agents for the past 6 or 7 years. So this system that you all see is built based on everything that you need to grow your business, to manage it, to get to the next level, for whether that's marketing or whether it's transaction based. So in the persona, one of the things that we noticed is that when I ask a person, what do you want to, who's your ideal client? It's often someone that is not what they're looking to, this is not who's actually buying and selling in the market. So with these tools, you're able to get the intel on who's buying and selling in your market, and you can even test out your ideas and your theories. Am I going in the right direction? So with perfect persona, I'll just do one quick example. Mark, do you want me to go to the level of taking a volunteer, or do you want me to just show them one quick thing how to get started in this?
Yeah, sure. Take a volunteer. You want me to volunteer somebody?
Yes, go for it.
One of my favorites, I think I saw her here, is Melanie Carpenter.
Melanie Carpenter.
Or Bo Faber.
Okay. Who wants
Melanie's
to be the volunteer?
Bo will be unmuted in a second. Let's see. So one will get the first question, one will get the second question, however you want to do it.
Okay. So Melanie, why don't we start with you? Let's figure out what do you specialize in and who do you want to go after in 2026?
Maybe Melanie stepped away. Bo, are you there?
I am here.
There you go.
Okay. So Bo, tell me about what market you're in and what's your game plan for 2026? What type of deals do you want more of next year?
Houston. I'm in Houston, Texas, looking at office and industrial tenant rep, 10,000 to 75,000 square feet.
You said 10,000 to 75,000?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So there's 2 different ways you all can do this. Whenever you see these little boxes right here in the middle, these are prompts and ideas that you can really use to just get started, or you can just click this little mic here, as Mark was mentioning earlier about I can talk faster than I can type. So if you just click this little mic right here and talk to it like it's a coach. I am in the Houston market. I specialize in office, industrial, and tenant rep, 10,000 to 75,000 square feet. want more of that? Can you tell me about the ideal buyer and seller in that market? And if you type and you're making typos, you don't have to worry about it. You just hit the arrow. Okay, so the first thing the system is going to do is validate or confirm what you said to it so that you know that you're on the right track. In this case, it's going to give a breakdown of, it's going to tell you all about the buyer and seller, where are they at in the process, their stage of awareness, what's their pain points, their desires, and their decision triggers. And in our future coaching sessions, we'll talk more about that. But in this case, both ideal tenant, buyer, occupier is somebody named Growth Space Gary. It makes up a name for it. It gives you the stage of solution, that he's solution aware. Basically, he knows his company needs a new facility or office in that square footage that Bo specializes in, and he knows, quote, we need to lease or relocate, but he may not yet know which location, size, split, building class, or lease structure is optimal. So for the demographics, the company size for this is a mid-sized firm that, say, about 100 to 500 employees, or a larger firm relocating a division. The industry for Houston could be a manufacturing industrial operation for industrial space, or a professional services energy tech firm needing office space. The reason why this stuff is important is because if you have this information, now you know what you can do in LinkedIn, which on a different day will focus on broker voice to help you really hone in on your LinkedIn marketing. Or if you have some type of prospecting software, now you know what type. You need to find mid-sized firms, 100 to 500 employees. Location, the person's in Houston Metro, or they're expanding into Houston, and they're looking at 10,000 to 75,000 square feet. So it's going to do more of a breakdown with the psychographics that this person that Bo would be dealing with is growth oriented. They're scaling or repositioning and wants a space that supports next phase growth. Time sensitive, they may be under pressure, lease expiring expansion window, and they're a strategic thinker. So they see real estate as an enabler of business operations than just cost. Favorite things, pain points, and desires, decision triggers. Your pain points is telling you what bothers the person, what keeps them up at night that they need to solve. If you know these things, then when you are speaking with them or you're putting out content, you're able to automatically provide value, consult with value, not sell. You're able to do that by speaking to these issues. So you can see right here, these 5, what his concerns are: uncertainty about the market. If they're in industrial, their concerns about HVAC, power, clear height, dock access. These are all things that you can create content on in the tools that are in CRE Marketing Hub to speak to that. Find out its desires. Decision triggers, which was my favorite. You can stop just sending out a bunch of properties to them, hoping they respond. You can cherry pick and decide, hey, if the properties meet these 5 or 6 things here, they're most likely going to move on it. Or if the situation meets these 5 or 6 things, they're going to move and act on it. So from there, it gives you ideas. How do you message or approach this type of occupier? How do you do it? So it's giving Bo the tips that he can position himself as an advisor who understands the Houston's 10,000 to 75,000 square foot market, both office and industrial. He can emphasize that he can help them find growth-ready space with favorable lease terms before their competitors move. He can showcase rent comparable deals in Houston. He can explain what rents, terms, flex spaces are achieving now. And he can ask about upcoming lease maturity or growth plan. You can create a sense of urgency. And then that's the buyer. I'll break down real quick for the seller. It does the same thing. It talks about, gave her name of exit ready owner, Olivia. It talks about where Olivia is in the process, goes over her pain points, her desires, her decision triggers, what makes her move. And then it gives Bo info on how he can message or approach Olivia. So that is an overview. Each one of the tools in the client insights gives you more insights about that buyers and sellers in your market, so you have a full picture of what you're going after. And then it gives you some coaching insights. Like before you outreach or refine your messaging, here's what the Houston market is doing, so you can position with credibility. And then it breaks down the vacancy rate, 6.3% in Q3. That was for industrial. Gives it to you for office, and then gives you some implications of what this means for you as a broker. So what makes this system different? Not just that it gave you the answers and the intel. Now you can take what you were given, and you can either go with the little prompts that's at the bottom. I don't know if you can see this, where it says, if you like, we can build out 3 detailed personas, one for the office tenant, one for industrial, one for owner seller, and they'll give you a fuller profile for that. So that's one of the directions you could take, or you could ask questions about the information that you were given. For example, where can I find these type of buyers and sellers? Who are some people that I should go after first? And now it's breaking it down, the best zones to prospect and how you should show up. I'm talking about the growing companies in Houston, industrials and light manufacturing, professional services. And we could keep going on and on. When Mark says don't be a sniper, okay, it hasn't given us the answer of a company. So let's scroll down, see what it gave us. Highlight some specific targets. What is our type of companies, persons in Houston to aim for right now? It's giving the breakdown. You have an assignment for what you can do with this. Can you show me the top 20 firms that I should focus on? So it gave you an assignment, but you can ask it to also answer and do the homework for you. And now it's outlining a short list of 5 to 10 promising companies in the Houston market that Bo should immediately target. And then it's going to develop a fuller list together with, if this was Bo.
Can we stop the screen share now?
How about we just hop out of that? Yeah, so you got these plans. These are things that you can do. And Bo could ask as many questions as he wants. Can you give me a marketing plan? Can you write out my prospecting emails for me? And throughout the next few weeks, we'll be going over each one of the tools to show you how to do that. Mark, I don't want to take up all the time, so you want to hop back in?
No, that was perfect. And I suppose I get to come back to share. Jeff, are you going to push me back to the share? There we go. Jeff, if you want to try to reserve the back side for some Q&A here. I do have a few other things that I'm going to share, but I'd like to get to any open questions that people have.
So George was asking about the term of the pilot. So the pilot runs through the end of the year. Everyone on the call, if you use that pilot 100, you have the free access through the end of the year. And if you want to continue, billing would start in January for 2026. And we are open for questions. If anyone have a question?
Well, can I share something with them that they'll actually see when they go into the portal?
I'll start to queue up the questions while you share away. And if you have a question, if you rather articulate it than type it in, just say I have a question, and I'll call on you and open up your mic.
So there's an opportunity for you to not have to pay for the platform, and I'm going to play you on TV, meaning actor.
Can you put that together?
Let me get this off of my screen. This thing takes up a lot of room. Okay, so if you have 10 people you know that are not competing with you, that you bring to the table, then you will get a full year at no cost. So help me help you. Help me. The better we do at improving this community and the outcomes for each of you, the better. So you have through December 31st, the folks I see using this platform. And is Melanie still on? And does she have a mic, Jeff?
She is, and she does, but and if you could, Cheryl had a question. If we could take Cheryl, then I'll get Melanie queued up, and then there's another question that I'll prompt.
Okay. Melanie?
Melanie's not there yet, but Cheryl is. So let's see if we could.
Oh,
Okay. Hi, I was on a call with Mark at 12 o'clock earlier today. Mark, and you were showing us different prompts, and one of them was where you pulled up actual contacts that were in LinkedIn for a certain type of company. And my question to you is, and I believe you talked about in the call, but I can't I didn't hear it if you did. How did that information get into the system? Is that because you uploaded your LinkedIn contacts, or did it actually go out to LinkedIn and pull that?
well, remember in that particular case when we were talking about it, there's what I was doing before, and that response, and we're going to be going through that again in more detail though in the coaching session right after this, where I was able to generate those inputs. So don't be a sniper. So the first thing is you're building a business plan, or you're asking it to basically build a marketing plan, strategy, whatever. And it's identifying the prospects you should most focus on to convert whatever your project is, right? And it's that next level. This is where I start to then come in and be a sniper, where I try to identify the right people or sub businesses, because it usually will come back with segment and say, oh, here are the top 4 segments. This is the one you should start with and why. And then I query to, well, who are the companies within that segment, the ones I should focus on. And again, in this next session, you'll see where I start to interrogate it back to market news, business journals, local news, and other, to really identify back specifically the company, contacts within the company, and why. And I have it also look back into LinkedIn. And so that's what you saw as the output from that process, and we're going to go through it. I followed it with what I learned since then was the value of taking all my LinkedIn contacts with their profiles and loading that up when I'm going into a process, because it's then able to quickly identify this from my pool and pull from all their activity, their associated company activity, and really bring the nuances back into how to speak to that person and what's important and specific to them, and to shape the calling scripts per person, the email scripts per person. So it's not just a generic AI. You don't want to become like the general community now that just sends a big blast out to everybody. It seems generic. It's not really focused on them. What we're trying to do is give you the ability to nuance. And so I continue to test and practice the different ways to get specific messaging for each person. When you're prospecting, they're going to know you know them. You've done some research because you're prioritizing them. Is that helpful?
Yes. Yes, it was. Thank you.
Okay. And Melanie can speak to that as well. I think. Melanie, did we have you? I see Paul Mullen's hand up, Jeff. We can.
Yeah, there's a couple. I'll get Paul. First, we've got someone very hopeful that this works in Canada. So if we can say that, give her the comfort that this will work wherever you are.
Jeff, if you can write down who that is, what I'd love to do is set up a time and meeting with them personally, because I haven't tested it in Canada yet, and it would be great for me to work through with her and find out where the lines are there, and see what additional adjustments we can make to nuance. If the lanes aren't as clearly defined up there, we can work together to get it to an 8 game for her as well.
Yeah, should work because of the.
I believe it will. I just haven't
process.
had someone who wanted to test it with me.
Yep.
We have tested it in Canada, Mark. It works in Canada. We have clients in Canada.
Perfect. Yeah. So,
Paul, you're being unmuted. So good news, Susan. Let's work. And if you have any things that need to be refined based on any cultural differences or approaches, we are always learning, always training, and always advancing.
yeah.
Paul, you should be unmuted.
Hey, Jeff, one thing you could also tell her is join that coaching session next. And I'm not afraid to test the platform live on her, if she has a listing or a use case that we want to go through.
Susan, you heard that. So if you can join us in the next session, we can run some role plays and just test.
We can figure out where the lines are together.
Roger that. Perfect. Okay. Paul, we don't hear you. You should be good. You may have had to jump. Always a negotiator here in the audience, Mark. Gus thinks your requirement of 10 users for the free account is just a stretch. So I think it's easy.
Yeah. So, Gus,
you can do it.
Just like Melanie Carpenter taught me, let me show you my value and let you experience the fruit of that. And you show me yours. It's really about, let's build this together. I'm trying to create an option B to CoStar in this market that can really help the agents, make them less dependent on Death Star. And this is one of the offerings that we've been bringing forward. And so talk to me. I'm not hung up on 10. I'm hung up on it being more than just one, because I can't, we also are investing a lot of time, money, and resources into this. And so there's got to be something that helps us grow. So just
we tried to make
this
as affordable as possible, Mark, right out of the gates. As you know, $600 is incredible value for this. Yes, maybe quickly, since Melanie's not there and we're ready to wrap up, you may just want to give the quick anecdote of her first pass with this, which we'll get into deeper into the next session.
Well,
Melanie,
actually,
there. So Melanie, you've got a live mic.
Melanie.
She says she's there, but I heard her before, but can't hear her now.
I'm hoping she's at her shop, because when I get out of today's meetings, I'm heading straight there for her gummy bears.
She's got to go to her phone. She's going to call in.
Okay. So here's something I want to show you then, and hopefully we'll see some of you on this next call, because that's where you're going to see some real fun. Here in the next week, this is real next. This is not released yet. You probably noticed that sidebar is gone. And if you look up here, this is in the testing development stage. And so some things a little bit kludgy right now. You're going to see that the team has already integrated into the box CRE Marketing Hub. So with a quick click there, authentication, you're going to be able to do some really cool stuff, but it's the next level of integration. I was working with Coach Dale Donovan last night, and she saw me simulate the ability to take property record right from the system right into CRE Marketing Hub, and the work that came out of it. In the third session today, I'm going to be showing the output from what we did and the comps and everything that was generated off of that. Really cool. So be looking for this experience next week. We're going to start turning on the full power of this with our partnership with RealNext. And further, we are going to be, there's another ladder of this, but we are 3 minutes. We have RX data, which is, we have every property in the country in RX data, and we are cross integrating over to that. So you're going to be able to start pulling from that national data set of information to give you a level of capabilities that you can only dream about in the past. We've been doing some fun testing on that. So I just wanted to give you a quick tip on that. Jeff, we have quick tips today that they're able to download. You assured me?
Go to your handouts. There should be a PDF that's the top 10, which Mark's got there on the screen. Don't be a sniper. Talk. It's just so much easier to hit that record button and just speak. You don't have to have it scripted. Just speak naturally, and it interprets and interrogate the answers. I didn't talk so much about interrogation today, but after you get a response, ask more, and try to continue to refine the response until you get what you're looking for. There's a lot more there. We'll talk about all these tips over the series. We do have the next session coming up. We hope you can join us. As there's questions coming in, we have recorded, and the recordings will all be in a library, but we'll be sending those out to you as well.
All right. Thank you, everybody. And looking